So welcome to the Mobility for All Lunch and Learn for June. Can everybody hear me and see my screen? Okay, awesome. So we are gonna do some introductions. Just so you all know, this Lunch and Learn is intended for like case managers or people who help other people sign up for programs. If you're here for yourself to learn how to join LiVE, we can answer some questions towards the end, but just generally speaking, this is intended for stakeholders. So I'm going to go ahead and start introductions just to understand who's on the call. So I'll go ahead and start myself. I'm Angel Bond. I'm the Mobility for All Program Manager, and I will be facilitating this discussion today. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'll call on people. If you could introduce yourself, what organization you're with, or what your intentions are for today, that will be super helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Christy Becker. I see you first on my screen.
Christy Becker with Boulder County Housing and Human Services. I work with the Employment First program, and we provide transportation assistance. So we want to make sure we know how to get clients access to the LiVE card because we do a discounted rate.
Awesome. Great. Thank you for joining us today. Next, I see Jen. You want to introduce yourself, Jen Oaks?
Oh, hello. I'm Jen. I'm an ambassador, and I was just curious to learn more about it.
Yeah. So Mobility for All has an ambassador program where people, we have volunteers who help people sign up for transportation options. So Jen's here for that. Okay, thank you so much for joining today. Next I have Angela or Angela, I'm not sure what you go by. You're on mute, I can't hear you.
Hi, my name is Angela. I'm with Employment First program.
Okay, great, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next I have Sylvia Wright on my screen.
I'm Sylvia Wright. I'm with Boulder County, Colorado Works.
Okay, great, thank you so much. Next I have Adriana.
Yes, hi, Angel. My name is Adriana, and I'm also part of the Mobility for All ambassadors, but also I am part of the cultural brokers with the Bocosuma at Boulder County. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, it's good to see you. I see Alejo.
Hi, yes, I'm Alejo, part of Colorado Community Response here at Boulder County. And I actually slightly double booked for this meeting. So I have a meeting at 12:30 that I have to run to after this.
Okay, well, we will record it so you can watch the remainder of it. I think
Great.
that, yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for joining us today. So I just omitted somebody else, so I think that my tiles moved around a little bit. So I see we already said Sylvia. We already introduced Sylvia, or did we? Yeah. Okay, Sylvia. Yeah. Elise, would you be able to introduce yourself?
Sure, hi. So my name is Elise Silva. I'm with the Boulder County Parents as Teachers program. And mostly today, I'm just here to get a little bit more information and see how it might impact some of the families that we work with or their extended family.
Okay, great. Thank you for joining us. And I think last we have Becky. Becky, we're just introducing ourselves, saying where we work and what you are hoping to get out of today.
I was having audio issues. Thanks for waiting for me. I'm Becky Thielen, and I work at Boulder County's Personal Finance program, and I am always looking for resources for folks. So I'm hoping this can be a good one.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we will send this video link out afterwards. So if you have colleagues who might want to know a little bit more about the program, you feel free to share it with them. The only stipulation is that I will be covering the RTD LiVE program, which is like the whole metro region. And then I'll also be talking about a Mobility for All specific promotion, which is only available to people who are residents of Boulder County. So I'll get into the details of that. So just in general, like that 60 bus pass promotion is really only available to people who have signed up for LiVE and are Boulder County residents. So I will get started. And let me know if you have any questions. You can feel free to raise your hand or just unmute yourself. We have few enough people here to where we could just unmute yourself and ask questions. Sometimes I get in the presentation mode, so I don't always see the people raising hands. So please let me know if there's a raised hand that I miss. So Mobility for All, I think some of you are familiar with the program, but we are a Boulder County program that focuses on transportation as access, a linchpin service to access all other parts of your life. So really, transportation is a social determinant of health, and we really try to build resiliency for low-income folks, people with disabilities, older adults, and youth through transportation options. So we definitely understand that people's personal situations may vary and they may not be able to use just one mode of transportation. So we have worked a lot with internal stakeholders to Boulder County to try to promote equitable, affordable, and accessible transportation access. Today, we're going to go over 3 different items. So again, I said that this is really focused on case managers and how you can help your clients sign up for the RTD LiVE program, and then some of the issues that they are going to have to do in order to get the free 60 bus passes from Mobility for All. So today's goal really is we're hoping to get more people signed up for the RTD LiVE program. We're going to talk to you about how the mobile ticketing app. I won't get into this too much because this is a modified presentation that I give to the members of the public. But there are a few slight barriers with the mobile ticketing that I would like to address. And then we'll also talk about how you can get your clients 60 bus passes over a 3-month period as part of this pilot this year. So before we get started, do you have any questions about what we're going to cover today? No? Okay. And again, just feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question if I get wrapped up in presentation mode. So what is LiVE? So LiVE is a low-income pass program that RTD implemented approximately 2 years ago. So it provides income qualified people with a 40% discount on bus fares. So that 40% discount is for any of the regional, local routes. It's also available in day passes or single passes. So it's not necessarily for a monthly pass yet. We're still fighting. We're still pushing to try to get it available for monthly passes. So you have to qualify for this program. And what you have to do to qualify is you have to be between the ages of 20 and 64. And the reason why is because there's the youth discount, which is 70% discount. And that's available to anybody who's between the ages of 6 and 19. And that's a greater discount. So it's 70% versus 40%. And then if you're 65 and over, you qualify for a 50% discount. So it's available for people who are at 185% of federal poverty. And I will show you what that table looks like. But if anybody is on TANF, SNAP, or Medicaid, most likely, sometimes in Medicaid, the situation of Medicaid, it's not always the case, but most likely they will qualify for the discount. And the application process is a little bit simplified if you have people who are already on assistance. You have to provide a valid address for your eligibility card. So you do have to live within the RTD service area. If you're working with people who are unhoused, they can provide your address if you're an organization that's helping them sign up for the LiVE program, so that RTD can send your organization the card on behalf of your clients. You do have to supply income verification for the household, and you have to have a recent photo. So the income verification, again, if somebody is on SNAP, TANF, which is Colorado Works, or if they are on Medicaid, that income verification is done automatically through the PEAK system. So people apply through the Colorado PEAK system, and if they've already submitted all of their paperwork to get on those other 3 programs, the verification of eligibility should be determined pretty much immediately. They should know right after they submit their application if they qualify. The part that has provided some challenges is the recent photo. So we're finding that some people, maybe they don't upload a photo at like when they're supposed to in the system. If that is a problem with your clients, we can talk about how to get around that. So currently, Denver Human Services, they are the organization that is administering this program on behalf of RTD. So what that means is they are the ones processing all of the applications for all of the counties in the RTD area. So that provides a little bit of confusion because people are used to going to their human services for their county level. But for this particular program, it is processed by Denver Human Services. So this yellow card right here is what people will get after they apply for the program. If they are on SNAP or the 2 other programs, and they get determined that they're eligible right away, they should receive the card within 1 to 2 weeks at this point. If they do have to submit their household income and verify that by submitting their pay stubs or letter from employer, then that might take a little bit longer for Denver Human Services to process on their behalf. This card right here is a stored value card, which I'll get into a little bit later. This is more like the bus pass that people can get. You will see the link rtd-denver.com/live, and that has all of RTD's information on the program. Again, people apply through the PEAK system. So this is the PEAK link. The website is not super mobile friendly. So some of the barriers that I have heard people say when they're trying to apply for it is that it's not accepting the numbers that they're entering or the data that they're entering. If they're doing it on their phone, that could be one of the barriers. So it really does work best. And I'm not sure how many of you have helped people with PEAK before, but it really does work best when people are on a desktop or a laptop. There are 2 ways if people are having problems with their application. They can contact the PEAK system, which is for those technical glitches applying for the program. And then there's also Denver Human Services. So Denver Human Services, this number, and I will send these slides out to you all after this Lunch and Learn. This phone number, you can call them, talk to them, you can email them. If you have a client who's having a hard time submitting their paperwork, their income verification, or their photo, contact Denver Human Services and let them know. If they can't upload it in the system, there is a way to text or email a photo to Denver Human Services so that they can upload the photo on the back end. And again, the reason why people need that photo is because of this LiVE discount card that they're going to have to be able to use the discount. So the next slide I have here is kind of a breakdown of like what does 40% discount mean, and then also what is 185% federal poverty. So here, this is kind of counterintuitive, but the full fares are in red, and then the LiVE discount is in the grade. So for a 3-hour local bus pass, that is typically $3. Somebody who qualifies for LiVE can get that for $1.80. For a day pass, the standard price is $6. People with the LiVE program can get $3.60. So there's just local and regional, and then there's also airport, which happens to be the same as the regional day pass. But there's only like those categories, like those distances, and then there's only a 3-hour pass available and a day pass. Again, earlier on, I said that we are working with RTD to see if we can get more passes available at a future date. So it would be nice to have a monthly pass that is available for 40% discount. As far as what qualifies somebody for the RTD LiVE program, it is 185% of federal poverty. And so for a family of 3, that's $38,000. This here is the reference 100% federal poverty. Just for reference, I believe that food stamps, the SNAP benefit is like 137% federal poverty. So it's well above what that discount is. Do you have any questions about the income threshold, the discount people would receive, or what it takes to qualify for LiVE before I move on? Good. One thing that I do want to mention is that people do not have to be documented in order to take advantage of this program. You don't have to have a social security number to apply for this program. It might take a little bit longer to verify the income, but people can apply through LiVE, and that LiVE through the PEAK system, that information just stays with Denver Human Services, and even RTD doesn't receive the documentation status of people applying for the program. So just keep that in mind, that it is open to people, especially households with like mixed documentation status. You don't need a social security number to apply for this. Seeing that there's no questions, I'll make sure that my chat is up so I can see. And feel free to put questions in the chat. Yes, I will share the slides after the training. So after people are qualified for LiVE, there are 2 ways that they can pay for the bus pass. So this is kind of the clunky portion of the program, and we're working with RTD to see if we can get it down to just like one payment method, but or not one payment method, but like one card. So currently, what you have to do is you have to have this eligibility card that they receive, or that your clients will receive after they apply. If they're on SNAP or other benefits, it's usually a week, and they have to either have this app on their phone with and purchase a mobile pass, is what it's called, or they have to have this stored value MyRide card. MyRide cards can be purchased at Safeway, King Soopers, or any of the transit centers. So this is money, so people can put cash on this card at King Soopers or Safeway or the transit center, but they cannot pay cash, unfortunately, at this time with the driver. So when they board the bus, I'll go through like what it looks like. If they're using the MyRide card, then they have to have both their MyRide card that they tap when they board the bus, so it will deduct the discounted fare, and they have to also show the bus driver the yellow card. If they have their phone, which by the way, the free bus passes we're giving to people is through a mobile app. It's through their phone because it's easier to administer. If people don't have smartphones, let us know, and we can possibly work around that on a case-by-case basis. I see that Sylvia asked, does their address have to match the address that is already in PEAK? I am not sure. That's a good question to ask Denver Human Services. I would assume that when they apply through PEAK, that it would update their address if they're using a new. So you're asking if they moved since they applied for PEAK the first time?
Well, I'm asking, I have participants that are part of the address confidentiality program, and they live in Boulder County, but their address is an address in Denver. And so they can't compromise their real address.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know how that would work.
That is a very good question. And I know that RTD and Denver Human Services is working with people on that. I think that in that particular situation with SPAN, Denver Human Services has mailed the cards to the organization perhaps, but then again, that associates them with that organization. let me follow up with Denver Human Services right after this presentation and get back to you on that. Sorry, I don't have that answer. And then, is that all right if I follow up afterwards?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, great. And then I see Christy Becker has, can they use the discount bus passes with their card versus having the mobile app or load money onto the MyRide card? Can they use the discounted bus passes with the card versus having an app? So no, there are not paper tickets, and they cannot use the already discounted paper tickets unless they are getting them through. Does your organization purchase LiVE passes through RTD?
We purchased bus ticket books through RTD. I know the county has a couple different types of the booklets they purchased, because we were told they had to get this card in order to use our bus passes we were giving out.
Okay, yes, then they do. So unfortunately, the only way that people can get the paper bus passes that are the LiVE discount is through nonprofits who are registered with RTD to be a nonprofit pass partner. So it sounds like your organization is already a nonprofit pass partner, and they do have to have this card in order to use those passes that you give people.
Gotcha. Would they still be eligible for the other free passes you're giving out?
Yes. And again, we will be giving out, because my program is issuing the bus passes in order to encourage more people to sign up. So that's really kind of what the commissioners have approved this funding for, like which direction we're going with this. My budget was approved for this to promote the program.
Perfect. Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, great. So any other questions before we move on? Okay. So there are videos. So there's a set of, I believe it's 6 videos in English and Spanish. I just created a shortened URL, which you'll be able to access when I send this out. And it just goes to their video suite. So the 6 videos that are in English and in Spanish, they go over what is LiVE. So basically kind of what I covered earlier. They go like how to sign up for LiVE. And then the next one is how to use it after you have that card, like how do you use the LiVE program? So what we're going to go over now is the RTD mobile ticketing app. So this is the app that your clients are going to need to download in order to receive the 60 free bus passes over 3 months from Mobility for All. We have 2 different videos. We have how to use mobile tickets in English and how to use mobile tickets in Spanish. And these are really, they're about 3 minutes, I think. They're really quick videos. They're for people who don't have necessarily technology barriers to downloading apps and using apps. So it'll walk people through how to download the app, how to create an account, and then how to purchase bus passes. And then also we'll go over a little bit how people can plan trips if that's of interest. So I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because I'm not teaching you all how to use this app necessarily, but the pictures that I have on here, if you are trying to follow along, they're different for iPhones versus Androids. And there's also different preferences with how people use apps. So I just want to acknowledge that. So what you see on the screen may not look like what you see on your phone or what your clients will see. So, and also I just want to say that RTD does, when you download this app, they do collect your data and how you're using the information, but they don't share it with people. So for example, we are issuing people 60 bus passes if they over 3 months for signing up for this program, but they're not going to tell me that Elise Silva, she downloaded this app, she received 60 bus passes and only used 10 of them or something like that. They're not going to give us that granular detail. They'll give us information like last month, Mobility for All issued 300 passes and 25% of them were activated. So I just want you to know that they do collect information when people download this app, but it's to improve their process. I also want to acknowledge COVID. So these mobile tickets, it can be a contactless way to pay for your bus pass. COVID pandemic really has exposed a lot of inequities. We've seen that a lot of people have continued to go into work and they've had to ride the bus even during pandemic. It's also changed a little bit how people travel and if they feel comfortable on the bus. And it's also made transportation a little bit more expensive because RTD really does clean the buses pretty well. So they are requiring people to still wear masks, even though the mask mandates are removed most areas. People have to wear a mask on all public transportation according to a federal law. And they're asking, they're not necessarily maintaining the 6-foot separation on the bus anymore. So we do have this handout that will go over how to download this app more in depth. This worksheet is really, it was designed for people with lower confidence using technology apps. It's not necessarily applicable to everybody that you serve. But what is the RTD mobile ticketing app? It's a smartphone-based payment method that also has a link to a trip planning browser. So it allows people download it. They can buy a bus pass on their own. They can activate the bus pass, and then they just show the bus pass to their bus driver. So people just search for RTD mobile ticketing, and then usually there's like a promotional app at the top, but you look for the one that has the RTD logo and you download it. And then you have to go to create an account, and the account will be your email and your password. And then you want to click on create new account. And we encourage people to remember write it down somewhere in their house possibly, and then remember which email. The email that your clients use to sign up for this app is going to be the email that you provide Mobility for All to request the passes. So it's really important that that matches. That's probably one of the biggest barriers that we've had to issuing passes, is that the email might not have been the same or it's mistyped. After they create an account, they will get an email and it says your RTD account verification. If your clients do not verify their account in their email, we can't issue them bus passes because RTD doesn't have an account created on the back end for us to be able to issue the bus passes. So right after they create the account, make sure that your clients go to their email that they use, and click on verify account. After that, they can go ahead and start buying tickets if they want. So they won't have to buy the tickets that we issue them. But there is the LiVE discount. So after let me go back here. So after they click on buy tickets, when they purchase the tickets themselves, they go to LiVE discount, and then they will have 4 options. They could do the day pass, which is, it goes from when they activate it to 2 o'clock in the morning. They have the regional day pass, same hours to like 2 o'clock in the morning. And then they have the 3-hour pass, either local or 3-hour pass regional. And if somebody can go to the grocery store and back within 3 hours, or wherever they're going within 3 hours, then they only need that 3-hour pass. They don't need 2 passes. After they purchase the ticket, they would click accept, and it basically says right here, make sure that you are eligible for LiVE and have your card. And then the passes, after you purchase them, they're only good for 45 days. So that's one of the reasons why we've staggered when we issue the 60 bus passes over 3 months, is because if people don't use the bus passes within 45 days, they expire. Then it will ask them if they're purchasing it with their own money, if they want to add a payment method. They can use a credit card, a debit card. They don't have to save their credit card or debit card. So if they click save, then they'll always have it in there. And then when they want to purchase a bus pass on the go, if they have money on the credit card, they can just use that. Then all of the tickets that they've purchased will be in the ticket wallet. The tickets that we've issued them will also be in the ticket wallet. So this ticket wallet, the first one will show and it says inactive here. That means that we issued it to them and they haven't activated it. So if they want to see all of the bus passes, they click on this. And what we'll do is we'll issue 20 passes per month for 3 months. So when they click on tickets, they should have 20 passes. When you complete the survey on their behalf to request the passes, you'll have to let us know if they want local or regional, depending on their travel needs. Then after they click on activate the pass, it'll start kind of moving. It has like a QR code. I think I have a next slide that shows, but they'll need to activate the pass right when they board the bus. The reason why we say right when they board the bus is because if they're using a 3-hour pass, that time starts as soon as they activate it. So they would activate it right before they board, and then they would show this LiVE discount card along with their phone. And then once they click activate continue, it'll show this kind of moves back and forth so that the driver knows that it's not just a screenshot. And again, they show this on their smartphone and their card when they're boarding the bus. And then it will say that it's active, and like underneath their ticket wallet, it'll be green. It'll tell them when it expires. So if it's a 3-hour pass, it'll tell you it expires in like 2 hours, 59 minutes. So they can keep an eye on that when they're trying to do their return trip. And then I will do a demonstration if you don't have any questions. Do we have any questions on the app? Do you all want a demonstration, or do you feel like you understand it well enough? Okay, I see Elise wants a demo. I am going to share, I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and then I will share. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So you should see my phone at this point. I have a travel folder here with all of my travel apps. Beneath that, you'll see, like beneath Lyft, you'll see the RTD tickets. You can click on that. And it tells me my session has expired. I'll log in. Actually, I'm not going to be able to log in right now. I forget which one. So people would create a new account. So they would enter their email here. Doesn't look like it's working here. Sorry. So after they've changed it a little bit. So there's stored value account, which that's a new feature. So in this app, this is going to be something that's going to be similar to like an EcoPass moving forward, but they haven't fully launched it. So in this app, there's 6 different buttons. So there's the managed stored value account. There's the buy tickets, which will allow you to buy full fare. Again, that full fare is for people who are between the ages of 20 and 64 that don't have LiVE. But what you're going to want to do is LiVE, and then you can select the 3-hour pass if you want. If people don't create an account, we can't issue them the 60 passes, but it doesn't mean that people have to create an account to buy their own passes. So if somebody doesn't feel comfortable creating an account, that's up to them. So right now I'm not logged into an account, but I could purchase this, and then it just asks me to pay with my credit card. And then, let me see really quickly. Then it should be in the ticket wallet. in my history over here, you'll see bus passes that you've used already, which I haven't used any, so sorry about that. And then there's your account information where you can log in, create a new account. At the bottom, there are two different buttons. There's the trip planner. So if people aren't familiar using RTD and they want to know how to get there, they can click on that, and it opens it up in another browser. So you can search for how to get somewhere in that browser. Personally, I prefer the transit app, which I'll show you what that looks like. And I think I might have in this demonstration the PowerPoint, some examples of apps that help people help people plan out their trips. Sorry, my internet's really slow right now. It's all right, Becky. I'm recording it so you can, yeah, so you can watch it afterwards. So I'm sorry that my internet is not working very fast today. Okay. I'm gonna probably have to stop sharing. Sorry, that wasn't very helpful because I wasn't logged into the account. Let me go ahead and share with you all. So generally speaking, there are 3 apps that we teach people how they can do their trip planning because one of the barriers to using transit is understanding how to get there. People can use Google Maps. Many people don't know this, but Google Maps does car trips, transit trips, walking trips, bike trips. They even plan out tentatively like Uber and Lyft trips. Transit app is my favorite just because I feel like it's a little bit more customer oriented, like how I navigate transit. It's not as clunky as the RTD website, but through mobile tickets, you can click to the browser and get transportation options. And basically you can enter in an address as your start point and an address as your end point. And you don't necessarily have to even know the address in some cases. It's just like Google Maps where you can just say Boulder Public Library and it will give you a couple of options that you can select. So, so that is the end of this. I will send out the link after this, how you can help your clients sign up, or after your clients have signed up, how they can claim the 60 bus passes. But it's right here. This one is, I'll go ahead and go there and show you what it looks like. Okay, let me. Okay. So it opens it up into a form right now. We're trying to transfer it to SurveyMonkey, but this is request LiVE mobile transit pass support. And it basically has a lot of like jargony definitions here, like community partners. So you all would be community partners helping people sign up for this. So, and it talks about how if you need help, if your clients need help after they, if you need help, if you're having problems signing your clients up, then just give us a call or email us and we'll try to help as much we can. So it would be the recipient information. This is your client. So it'd be their first name, their last name, their LiVE number. So their LiVE number is the number that is right by the RTD logo. So they would just enter in whatever their number is. And this is so we can track that we're not like double dipping, that people aren't requesting the free bus passes from multiple organizations. Then we just have some select which ones people have. The reason why we ask people to do this is just so we can ensure that there's not going to be barriers for people using it. So we're looking for a smartphone, if they have the mobile ticketing app downloaded, and if they have the card already. If somebody does not have a smartphone, you can contact us. Again, our information was on that front page, and we can possibly get them one of the MyRide cards that has $50 on it. It's a little harder to administer because we have to like get it to you and you have to be able to issue it. And then after you select that your client has smartphone app, RTD mobile ticketing, and the LiVE card, this email address that you put in here is not your email address, even though you're helping them sign up for this. It's the email address that they signed up for the mobile ticketing app for. We don't need their cell phone number if there's not, I mean, it helps us if this doesn't match, if this email address doesn't match. We could just call them and let them know, like ask them what their issue is, or see if they've like clicked on the confirm button, the verify. Their date of birth is just for us to determine if they qualify for another discount. So what we're seeing is that some people who are 66 years old, let's say, are trying to sign up for this, and they actually qualify for a larger discount. They qualify for a 50% discount instead of 40%. Sex, disability, and race, ethnicity is for our program tracking to ensure that we're meeting, that we are equitably reaching everybody in the public. Let me see, there was one question that was, and then this physical address is so we understand that they are a Boulder County resident, and then also it helps us when we find out where they travel, because if they are in Boulder and they're traveling to Longmont every day, then we know that they need regional passes instead of local passes. So that matching the address to how many trips they take, one-way trips per week, and then also like where they go, helps us determine which bus passes to issue them. We can issue people a mixture of local and regional passes depending on what their needs are. So they would just, like if they're in Boulder, they would just select Longmont for some of the trips, and then probably Lafayette for some of the trips. And then we would try to calculate which ones are local and which ones are regional. We do have some programmatic questions just so we know. It doesn't impact whether they get the bus passes or not. We just want to know if people have access to a shared vehicle, is the vehicle in good working condition, and then how do they typically get around. This is so that we know how to evaluate the impact of the program. And any additional comments about the transportation needs, if there's something that you don't feel is fully covered in this, like let's say somebody wants, they want 10 bus passes over a longer period of time, or they really know, they think that they're going to use more than 20 bus passes in a month because they travel every day. You can put in here that like client prefers to be issued 30 passes a month, or something like that. 30 passes per month for 2 months instead of the 3 months. And then we ask, how did you hear about the program? And this is through a community partner, and then which community partner referred you, and then they could just, so your client can fill out this survey on their own, but we just want to make sure that they do in fact have a valid MyRide or mobile ticketing app, and that they do in fact like have a LiVE card, if that makes sense. So if then you submit it, and then our team gets it, and we process the request once a week. So it should take 3 to 5 days for your client to be able to get the first batch of 20 cards. So that is the end of the presentation. Do you want to ask any questions, or do you have anything? Let me see in here. So
I do have a question, Angel. Is the link for that form that you just showed, it is in the Mobility for All website, or where do the clients work?
It's not, no, because what we're trying to do, so we're working with community partners, and like you can also as an ambassador help people sign up, but we're working with community partners so that they can verify that people have the LiVE card, and that so they can verify that people have the app downloaded. So we've been sharing the link with our community partners. So just in general, we don't, like if the link was posted on the website, then anybody could access it, and we wouldn't necessarily have a way to verify that it was a Boulder County resident or any other way, right? So we don't have it posted on the website. Any other questions? I know Elise, you wanted a demonstration, and I didn't give a great demonstration on the app. So do you have any questions on that?
No, thank you. I'm sure that I can, fiddle around on my phone and figure it out.
And I will put in the chat here, I'll send this PowerPoint out to you afterwards, but I will put in the chat the link to the videos, which we do a real-time like demonstration. Let me just find those real quick in here. So in the chat, they're not actually links. So let me see real quick. Nope, it's not working. I'll send it out and you can link to from the PowerPoint. Sorry, that's not working because I have the shortened URL. So the HTTPS isn't, Zoom's a little funky with sharing links sometimes. So I'll send this PowerPoint out afterwards. And then I'll also, once we get it uploaded to our YouTube page, I'll also send out a link to this video so that you can share with your coworkers. And again, this pilot period is for this year. Our goal for this is really to get people to sign up for LiVE. And after this year, we probably won't be offering the 60 free bus passes. And we would love to, we work with some nonprofits pretty closely. So we've been working with like Focus Reentry, which helps people transitioning from jail, or JET. We've worked pretty closely to try to get like where they help people sign up before they leave jail, and we give them bus passes. So if you do think that you're going to be helping quite a few people with this process, just email us. Again, our email address is mobilityforall@Boulder County. I will put that contact information in the chat. And we do have multiple people monitoring the the Mobility for All account. So you should hear back within like a day, depending on who's working. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm glad you all were able to join us. And thank you for sharing this video with your coworkers in Boulder County. Have a good day.